Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakaha Kudash. Double honors, double honors into the apostles, double honors to the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. The would-be judges, the 144,000, and the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners among the heathen nations that have the appearance of the heathen nations. This is not a black thing. And to the few Akwaf that are listening and learning, I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from this branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson in truth. And we're going to talk about King Dawud, pronounced in English, David. There is no V in Hebrew, right? There's V in the Yiddish-based, made-up language of Yiddish that uses the Yiddish-based, German, Slavic, German, Slavic, and Yiddish-based languages written with Hebrew characters. As a matter of fact, let's give you a receipt for that. I'm all about receipts today. And this is my response to the beloved brother, Gabar Yahweh, that we were chopping it up on the phone yesterday. He told me about this lesson that he had done. And I had been planning on doing a response to this anyway, but, when me and the brother after the conversation, I was like, well, that was the Lord that put the spirit on him to do what he did. And then it upset him so much, he called me. And that's how it be. It be like that sometimes. So anyway, this is my response to his video, and I'm gonna play a little bit of it. I was going after my receipts. Salakia. Evidence folder. Oh yeah, I got a lot of good stuff in here. But it was something in particular that I wanted to. Oh, wow, forget how much stuff I have in here. Because we're going to talk about the bloodlines and the truths and the frauds. Because, Esau is constantly pumping out fraudulent information. But yeah, Yiddish is what we were looking for. That's what I was looking for. Because I said it, so I'm going to produce the receipts. And this is from the Winston Simplified Dictionary, 1931. The Winston Encyclopedic Dictionary with Biblical References, 1931. And this is a definition of Yiddish. All right, there's even a better one in the Oxford. I'm going to have to go ahead and enlarge it and take the picture. Salakia. Because in that one, that 19, I think it's from not 19, but 1850. Though that Oxford dictionary that I have behind me on the shelf. But everything's so small, you need a magnifying glass. But it breaks it down how it was a Slavic, Germanic language mixed with Yiddish, written with Hebrew characters. It's just a little bit extensive. But you can see it says German, Jewish, a kind of mixed German and Hebrew language spoken by Jews and written or printed in Hebrew characters. See? So it tells you it's a German, mixed. You also can put Slavic in there. So what that's telling you is that it's not actually Hebrew. It's an admixture. It's and when you go to the late 1800s, there was a rabbi named Eleazar Ben Yehudi, I believe, Eleazar, and he actually added the vowel points. He added the Edomitish, vowel points, the Latin vowel points to the Hebrew language, gave it long vowel sounds, and so that's the language that they speak, because in the Hebrew it's actually spoken. There is no long vowel. There is no e sound. There was no long a. Everything in Hebrew is ah. All right. So David, that's why we say Dawad, because that's the way it will be pronounced. Is da. Abba God da. Just that's the alphabet. All right. And that's how it's spoken. There is no o sound. There is no u, no oo, no use. That sound is the only long vowel sound in the Hebrew is the letter I. That's it. Everything else is ah. Okay, the I, which is in the name of our Savior and King Yahushua. They'll say, Yehoshua and all these is Yahushua, right? And it's Yahweh. And the scholars have pretty much confirmed, and that in another lesson, I'll produce the receipts that how we come up with that name, and but so that being the first thing, just to show you the deceit and the lies that come from these people. So without any further ado, we'll play a couple minutes of the Beloved Brothers video. So here we go, the Beloved Brother Gabar Yahawada.
All right, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Dash. I want to say and give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders, great millstone for teaching this word, and truth and sincerity for ruling well, and salutations to the elect, Lord willing, with some of those men and women who believe and fear in the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Hey, I'm my brother Gabar Yahawada from GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another quick lesson, and it's just my current take on this show called The House of David, right? And I'm watching it, and like all of these so-called biblical movies, shows, television shows or whatnot, they all mislead, right? It's impossible for Esau just to tell the truth, just to read the script and go off of the scripts. First and foremost, Esau is not of our people. So anything he does, he's going to lie, right? He's the father of lies. That's all he does is lie, okay? And in this movie, when the show first comes on, whenever the show comes on, I believe it was the first episode when it came on, it said that basically they took licensing to lie about the biblical facts, right? To try to fill out, the gaps, or try to over-embellish. And with the truth, there's no need to.
And see, and that's, and I suggest that if you haven't subscribed, like and subscribe. Go subscribe to the brother's channel. The brother's constantly, diligently putting out edifying, videos. He's definitely a laborer for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And may that brother be among the elect. And Lord's will, I'm right there with them. But yeah, so they put in there, the right for them to lie. Well, you don't have the right to lie. Okay, you don't. As a matter of fact, in the book of Revelation 22, and the point is in 18 and 19, but I'm going to start at 16. Okay? And I'm going to start at 16. This is Revelation 22 and 16. This is actually one of my favorite scriptures, because this proves that the kingdom of heaven is going to be ruled by not only the Lord, but his bloodline, his people. And they try to, include all people in that. And there's no. The house of David is talking about, the race of people that he came from was the Israelites. The 12 tribes. Because when David was in rulership, all right, all 12 tribes were together. All right. The split between the northern and the southern kingdom, the split between the house of Judah, all right, or the remnant of the house of David, the house of Judah and the house of Israel, which is in really one house, all right. That came after David's death. When not after David, well, it did come after David's death, but it came after Solomon's death. All right. So after Solomon came the split between Solomon's son and Rehoboam and Jeroboam. That's when the split came. And the house divided cannot stand. So we feel that's what Esau Edom is going through now. So we thought I'd put that out there. But this is Revelation 22 and 16, and it reads, and I, Yahushai, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and offspring of David and the bright and morning star. He said that the Lord said he would give us the bright and morning star. And he just told you he is the root of David, of his sperm, of his lineage. All right. So this proved bloodline lineage, which is why Esau Edom tries to eliminate that and have this all conclusive things. The kingdom of heaven is for the rulership and the authority in the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be here on earth. All right. When it reads, I saw a new Jerusalem coming down. That's the Israelites coming off those spaceships that they're calling orbs and UFOs and UAPs. That's why they're here. All right. To lift up the elect and give them those new bodies. And when they come off those bodies, godlike, we won't need a sling. We won't need a sword. We won't need a spear, but we'll probably have them just for aesthetics. Because Jake, we're like our Father and our Creator. We're stylish. It says how the Lord is coming back in his precious, his garments, and with this golden girdle on, a war belt. He doesn't need a war belt to protect his entrails, his midsection, but it's just going to look so raw. And he also told you he's coming back not for peace, but with a sword. And the Lord's not going to need a sword. He's going to make us the new threshing instruments. Who's going to be the new threshing instruments? The house of David. All right. That's who's going to be the new threshing instruments. And we won't need swords, but they're just going to look so raw. When we come off those ships, well over 7 foot tall, all bronze skinned, got all our color back, gigantic afros and braids, muscle bound men with gold on our gold, the gold on our wrists, on our necks, on rings on our fingers, swords from the heavenly armory, spears from the heavenly armory. It's just going to be a sight to behold, man. Yeah, it's going to be glorious. That's why they want to be us. That's why they hate us so. They want to exterminate us. All right. Revelation 22 and 17. And the Spirit and the bride say, see, we're that bride. Come, let him that heareth say, come, and let him that athirst come. And whosoever will let him take the water of life freely. The water of life freely is this word, which is only meant for the elect. Okay? For I testify unto every man that heareth the words of prophecy of this book, if any man shall add unto these things, all right, God shall add unto him the plagues that are written in this book. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away from him his part in the book of life and out of the holy city and from the things that are written in the book. He which testifieth of these things saith, surely I come quickly. Amen. Even so come Lord Yahushai. So the Lord Yahushai is coming, and he is the root and the offspring bloodline of David, from the sperm line of David. Just like it tells you in Matthew, just like it tells you in Luke. All right. It gives you so that that whole virgin birth lie, okay, them not breaking down. And it's that there are two sets of virgins. That's another one of the lies, things that they don't explain that to the religious people out there, to the Christians, Now, the Jewish people know of this, who really completely have a disdain for white Christianism, for white Christianity. The rabbis are constantly attacking Western Christianity and letting you know that they're Esau, they're Esav, or Asaph, as they call them. Because remember, they changed the language. And they tell you that, Rome, Greece, white Rome and Greece, not the true Romans and Greeks who were people of color before Alexander, the Edomites took it over. That's something else they leave out. Matter of fact, let's give you a receipt for that. Let's go to the receipt folder. So here we go. These are images of the Etruscans, the Minoans, you know, those people that was in Troy. All right. Because remember in that movie, Troy, and they had everybody in there, a Caucasian, a pale person, an Edomite. Edomites weren't even, there were no Edomites in that battle at all. Everybody in that battle looked like the people in this image you see. All right. It was 333 years later when Alexander of Macedon, the Amalekite, the so-called white man, conquered all of Japhet's lands and removed Japhet out of his land. Okay. So you got, you have this, even among the Hebrews, you still have people running their mouths talking about Japhet. Like there's two sets of white people. Like there's one set of white people that are Japhites and one set of white people that are Edom. No. Because the Christians, a lot of white Christians, say that the Jewish people are Japhet because they're Ashkenaz. No, they live in that land. They came from that land because I just explained to you why. Alexander placed them there. They scattered to there. Okay. So there you go. Those were your actual Romans, your actual Minoans. The Etruscans, that was, like I said, in that movie Troy, everybody in that battle, in that movie were people of color who got driven out or lightened up through rape, robbery, and murder, colonization of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, when he came violently into that land with Alexander and did what they did and took over the area of Palestine, northern Africa, and all the parts of Western Asia. All right, all the way up until the lower part of Western Asia, which is what they fraudulently call the Middle East, and the parts of Western Asia that they call Europe. Okay, when it's all one giant continent, Asia is the biggest continent. All right, there is no such thing as Europe. That's a terminology that came centuries later. All right, when you're reading the Bible and it talks about, during the time of the Maccabees, during the time of the New Testament, when they would go to Rome and Italy and Spain, it never called it Europe. Europe is something that came about after the Renaissance. When the so-called white man created that because when he created, the false white superiority doctrines, he had to create his place, a homeland or a place. So, you could walk from Africa into Europe. You can walk from Western Asia or you can walk from Western Asia, Salaki. You can walk from Africa into Western Asia and walk from Western Asia into Europe. Jump right across the water, but just that one small body of water. It's not a small body of water, but it's not a large body of water. The Mediterranean Sea. I believe you could sail that in a day or two to the other side. You just jump on it and you can jump on a boat and be on the other side in no time. If you crossed it at Spain, where Spain, Portugal, the Rock of Gibraltar, you right. That's the tip of Africa, right into Europe. But that separates so-called black from white, as if you were in a neighborhood in Chicago or New York. That's ridiculous, man. And the Hamites, the son of Ham, we're going to touch on that too, because this lie about they showed you the Philistines as Caucasians. All right, they showed you David looking like an Arab, opposite of everything that the Bible talks about. And there's no woolly hair, there's biblical references of what the Israelites look like, So these people lie, man. And they lie about Africa and they lie about everything. As a matter of fact, I want to go to Genesis. All right. Then I'm going to play a short video that my beloved April O'Neil, the journalist, the reporter, sent to me. That's an inside joke. That's some heavy info, though. So, Lord's will, I'm going to use that. But let me bring out this scripture and this point. in Genesis. This is Genesis, the 10th chapter. And start the 6th verse. All right. And it says, and the sons of Ham, Cush and Mizraim, Put and Canaan. All right. So I'm going to show you a receipt from the Zondervan's dictionary of these 4 biblical people. All right. And there's also the Young's Dictionary Bible that gives even us the Young's Dictionary. You think the Zondervan's dictionary goes hard breaking down Ham. The Young's Dictionary Bible goes even harder. All right. But here we go. This is the cover of the Zondervan's and some art to help break it down. And they highlight the most important part of the definition. And it says Ham, the youngest son of Noah, progenitor, father of the dark races. All right, which is mostly true because Shem and Japheth were also dark. We just showed you those receipts. But it says the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. All right. Okay. But the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and Canaanites. So the Egyptians came out of Mizraim. All right. So we're going to focus on Mizraim. These are the 4 sons of Ham, the Hamitic races, the dark races, not the Negroes. So you know that the Negroes were not Hamites. You know that they were not Japhites. So who does that leave? Shem. All right. By process of elimination. So the Edomite scholars, mostly Jewish scholars of the Zondervan's and the Young's Dictionary, informed you that the Negroes, all right, were not Hamitic. They're not Hamites. They're not African at all. All right. In the Young's Dictionary Bible, it says Negroid races, multiple. What races? The 12. The 12 tribes. Because each one they're one nation together, and yet they're 12 different nations as well. All right. Hence the reason why you can't call the 12 tribes of Israel Jewish. Right? Naphtali is not Jewish. Issachar is not Jewish. All right. The Simeonites were not Jewish. The house of Joseph is not Jewish. That word Jew is actually talking about one tribe, the tribe of Judah. All right. The house of Judah practically made up, 3 tribes. Or when they would say Judah in the Bible, it was literally talking about, in most cases, Benjamin, Levi, and Judah, because the Edomites couldn't tell them apart. So they just called, so that word Jew was like a slander, like a term of endearment. All right. And it is today, too, depending on how you use it. All right. Because you can, because some people can take offense when you use it, just by simply saying the word. All right. So it really depends on, I guess, the context of how you're saying it. And sometimes you can be saying it in a positive manner and it still could be taken, they've weaponized the word so that they can hide behind this shield of something, of anti-semantics. You're anti-semantic, whenever you bring out a light, shine a light on their darkness, on their wickedness. All right. But now that we've done that, let's go to the scriptures. We're going to talk about, so we showed you that, the Bible dictionary Bibles tell you that they were dark. They were not the forefathers of the dark, of the Hebrews. All right. But they were dark. So let's go to Genesis, the 10th chapter. Back to Genesis, the 10th chapter. And we read verse 6. Let's jump down to 13 and 14. So in 13 it says, and Mizraim begot Ludum. All right. So Mizraim is the father of the Egyptians, or is the Egyptians. Begot Ludum and Anim and Lebanon and Naphtuhim and Parthusium and Cassilum, out of whom came Philistim. All right. and Caphaterim. The Philistines, the Palestinians, that's modern day Palestine, the Philistines, all right, came out of Mizraim, the Egyptians. And the Egyptians were not so-called white people. See? They were not. They were not so-called white people. All right? Neither were they Ishmael or Arab, which is basically Arab means mongrel or mixed. And that's the mixed bloodline between Elam and Ishmael. They're both Hebrews, and they did a lot of intermarrying and mingling. And that's where you get the word Arab from. All right. Something else I wanted to show. Maybe to come back to me. I had another receipt that I was sitting on that I wanted to share. But if the Lord wants it to come out, it will. All right. So, oh, yeah. It just came back to me. There she is. So this image here had to keep. Okay. Because on the right side of the screen were your Hamitic, Africans. On the left side of the screen are the people, the Arab, Ishmaelite, Elamite mix, okay, of the people that are there now. Blowing the noses and the lips off that Sphinx still doesn't hide those Hamitic, those Hamite features. And I think Hamite women, for the most part, are very unattractive, collectively. All right. The prettiest of them are, the Sudanese, the Ethiopians, the people from that northeastern portion of Africa, and that, and those are those Hamites that intermix with Ishmael and the Arabs. They have a different look to them. All right. Then of course in West Africa, you got a lot of beautiful African women, and that's simply because the House of Judah, they intermix with the House of Judah. The House of Judah occupied the western portion of Africa when they fled Jerusalem. All right. And one of the places where they sought sanctuary was where? In Africa. So we're going to let Queen Elizabeth speak. So, Tawada April O'Neil, Shalom. All right, so here we go. Let's play. Which one is first? Well, I guess it really doesn't matter. But yeah, no, I believe this one is first. So let's play this one. And I don't know where, April O'Neil be finding this stuff, boy. But I tell you, she be digging it up. So let me turn the sound up.
First, remember that it was in Africa that Abraham was enriched in Egypt. Second, Isaac visited Africa and was blessed. Third, it was in Africa that Jacob was richly blessed when famine struck the earth. Fourth, it was in Africa that Joseph became the father of Pharaoh, the prime minister. 5, it was in Africa that the 12 sons of Jacob were spared the plague that struck the earth. 6, it was in Africa that Moses was born and became great to liberate a whole people. 7, it was in Africa that the people of Israel amassed wealth and went out with gold, silver, and precious stones to build the tabernacle. 8, it was in Africa that our precious Lord and Savior Jesus Christ took refuge to flee Herod. The only continent where he found refuge was in Africa.
So we can, I'll have to play. It's only 2 minutes long, and it's two 2-minute long videos. But that was the portion that I really wanted to play. All right, that's why they tried to whitewash Northern Africa, whitewash the Philistines, and as if we just read the bloodline that the Philistines came from. They came from Philistim, which is the son of Mizraim. And, there you go. So Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is exposed. He is a liar, and you can't believe anything that they say. Sending people like Vocab Malone, who works for the Jesuits. None of that. You can't believe anything that they say. All right? They're liars. And they change the words of the Lord to try to hide the truth. All right, so with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash, Kwam Yasharallah, Abad Babal.